I'm fuming. I'm fuming. I think I'm about to start my first internet beef.
Katana appears to be having issues.
You've not seen this side of me before. You've not seen it yet, but she's here. She's here. She's come out of her bubble. I've been tagged in this video one too many times. My opinion can no longer be contained. So much so that I'm gonna break it down for you guys line by line because I think this is real fucking important. Okay.
Katana came around this afternoon and was acting very bizarre. Her eyes looked really strange and I was trying to see how responsive she was to stuff. Normally she would kind of get mad about all this and she didn't. Basically, she's somewhat lethargic. I'm sure everybody's going to be screaming, "Take her to the vet."
That is correct. However, that is not even my focus of my problem here that I have with this video.
But the emergency vet is an hour and a half away and isn't open 24/7. The first thing I'm trying to do is figure out what happened to her. She could have gotten bit by something, stung, eaten a plant that wasn't good for her, or eaten an insect that wasn't good. Or maybe she's just got heat stroke, even though she's been outside on much hotter days than this.
Yes, perhaps it is one of those things. It could be. It could be. You know who I would not only bet my money, but I'd give my money to? You know who? Still not my main problem.
Either way, pushing fluids is the answer. She refuses to eat or drink. You guys will be helping me keep an eye on her because she's going to be live over on Twitch. I'll be constantly monitoring her with you guys, making sure that she's got plenty to drink and isn't taking a turn for the worst. The username over there is Nate Petrosky.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this an ad? Was this an ad? I'm sorry. Am I missing something? This was an ad?
Update on Katana. She's doing better. She has gone number 1 and number 2 in her litter box. A new symptom is her left eye is swelling up and is quite tender.
I'm gonna stop you right there, okay? And again, this is not even my main takeaway. I understand the ignorance of the internet and people who are not in veterinary medicine, okay? I hold no judgment as long as somebody is willing and open to learn. Not everyone knows what is serious and what is not. But for the record, just for context, if we've got swelling in the eye, which appears to be behind the eye in this case, which is a no-go. I could be wrong though, because guess what? I'm not a licensed professional and I'm not examining the pet in person. And so there's a solution to that problem. Just there's some info for you, okay? Again, we're not at the point. Swelling of the head or behind the eyes can take an instantaneous, horrible turn for the worse that can literally happen in seconds. Monitoring from home is not an option in this case. No.
I've developed a lot of relationships through social media, have a number of personal phone numbers for people. I have been in touch with a vet, a paramedic, and a couple vet techs. They've all pretty much advised the same thing, keep her cool. So I'm running the mini split, and during the heat of the day, she's hanging out inside. Make sure she stays hydrated, keep the lighting low, keep her stress low, keep other animals from interacting too much with her to the point of like bothering her.
Now we're coming to part of what I want to touch on. There are two major factors here, or three. There's so many. I have also developed many amazing relationships online and with my doctors, some of who are licensed veterinarians and professionals, okay? That I too can text. But do you know what a text is not equivalent to? An example would be Mary, which many of you guys know is like my soul, okay? Mary, I don't know if you know, she's already got a PhD, okay? She's in veterinary school. She knows her shit. She knows it. Do I text her about my cases? Yeah, I do. But do you know who does not dictate my decision making based on the animal in front of me in my care? Not Mary. And she'll love that. I will never substitute proper veterinary care for texting Mary. Never. Because when an animal needs medical care, they need medical care. And that's that. That's the whole story.
I was also told I don't have to do any of this and I could take her over to a vet and they could monitor her for me. but I can monitor her just fine. And anytime anything happens, I'm taking pictures and texting people. I'm like, hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? Anyway, I know you guys are still screaming in the comments, take her to a vet. They have a special shot that's an instant cure-all for all animal problems. But I'm not even reading your vet comments. If you want to know the latest, check out Twitch or the long YouTube video.
So this is an ad. Okay, so this is an ad. They told me that I could be doing is bringing her to be monitored at the vet, but why would I do that when I could stream her live on Twitch and make money off of her? Why would I take her to the vet to be monitored? That's a waste of my time and money when I could be making money off of this. So if you want to know what happens and you want to watch her suffer with me, here's my app.
Well, I know you guys are still screaming in the comments, take her to a vet. They have a special shot that's an instant cure-all for all animal problems. But I'm not even reading your vet comments.
Now we're getting into why this video makes me so mad. They're not doing anything that I couldn't be doing from home. You guys, I can't keep hearing this. I can't keep hearing this. From rescuers and the average person alike, I can't keep hearing this. When you guys see cats in my care that are medically needy, there are times where I am medically trained to have them here when the average person would not. Even in those times, these animals are under direct supervision of a licensed professional. And I choose to not share those moments all that much because I don't want this to be the outcome that people take away is I can do this from home. That's why I'm so strategic and careful with what it is that I put online, because that is so important that we do not promote doing things from home. I see even other rescuers doing this so often, and it hurts my heart because there's so much you don't know because you couldn't know. You could not know. That's why they went through school. That's why they spent that money to get that knowledge, to go through it. There are things they would look for and catch that there's no way you could because you wouldn't know. Why would you know? That's why they're a licensed professional. That's why. It's because they know what to look for. Okay? Especially if we have swelling behind the eye. If that were to turn neurological within any moment, they need that medication as fast as possible. They might need to get on oxygen. There's so many things that you wouldn't even be capable of predicting that they need because you wouldn't know, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay not to know. But when we are promoting online these types of situations, I can't take it. Because when I saw that this person had 3.6 million followers, the people that will view this and agree or think, well, that's just a lot of money, I could just do this from home. You don't have the full grasp of it. I don't even know where to begin. It hurts my heart to see these things being posted, especially to so many people, because I just think of everyone who is going to take from that. Am I going to change his mind? No, that's why I'm not even stitching, because that's useless. But we need to be mindful of what we are putting out there on the internet, especially as people in rescue in Vetmed. It's even more important. That's why you don't always see every little detail of everything, because I don't want your takeaway to be, I can do this. Because it's okay that you can't. It's okay when I can't. I often cannot. Do you know why? Because I didn't go to school for this and I am not a licensed professional. And so do you know who I consult on every single decision? A multitude of licensed professionals, but I'm only asking you to get one. And I understand that a lot of people have had negative veterinary experiences, okay? I have had horrific veterinary experiences, but you guys wouldn't know that because I don't share those stories, because I never want the takeaway to be, I don't want to bring my animal to a licensed professional. I never want that to be the takeaway. So I will not share those stories, because it is more important that you guys take your pet to a vet when they need it than it is for me to share my negative experience. If I have a negative experience, do you know what I do? I go to another vet. Vets are human too, is the thing. They too are human. And it's okay when they don't know everything too, but they know a hell of a lot more than you do and where to start. And even when my vets aren't sure of what's going on, I say, that's okay, we're all human. We're gonna figure this out together. We're gonna brainstorm. We're gonna bring in some other doctors, other opinions, because medicine is so complicated. You can't just do it from home in a crate. There are no tips and tricks for veterinary medicine at home. Every single case is unique and different. So many variables that go into this. There are no tips and tricks. My point is, even with the knowledge I have gained over the years working alongside these professionals, I will never equate myself to a licensed professional. Even if I don't always agree with it, I take that information and I move on to put it into the full picture. And if that means going to another veterinarian, then that means going to another veterinarian. That doesn't mean me deciding I disagree and going with what I believe it to be, because I didn't go to school for this. I don't care how much animal experience you have. I don't. We should not be sharing medical assessments online that are not directly from a licensed professional. So important to me that people's takeaway from my videos is that they want to get involved and they want to learn, not, oh, I know what to do and I can do this from home. That is never, ever, 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 ever what I want my videos to be about. Now, there is another factor that I'm very aware of, and that is cost. I understand how expensive the world has gotten. If you cannot afford a medical emergency, it's okay to fundraise and to ask for help online, okay? It's okay. And at the end of the day, if the absolute worst case scenario becomes the reality and you cannot afford it and that animal is suffering, you know what else is okay? Is humane euthanasia. If those are the options, that is the right thing to do, and it doesn't mean you love your animal any less. If we were to go into the financials of everything, that's a whole bigger, broader situation, okay? But my takeaway here is that there's nothing in lieu of veterinary care, ever. And it has to be hands-on. It can't be a text or picture to even a licensed professional. At the end of the day, money is one thing, but it is another to promote live streaming on Twitch the suffering of a cat with a mug of water in comparison to IV medication and support professionals who have spent years studying said medication. That's why I don't respond to many questions of tips and tricks or what should I do here or what should I do there, because I am not qualified, and even if I was a licensed professional, I could not adequately share that with you if they were not my patient in my hands receiving the proper diagnostics. And it's the same thing how I see all these different rescuers oftentimes just throwing in different antibiotics and thinking they know what's what. And it's one thing to be wrong about that, but it's another thing to share that online. And it's really, really begins to frustrate me. I understand the frustration with veterinary costs and bad experiences, but no matter how frustrated you are, it doesn't equate to skipping out on the years of medical knowledge that they have been trained to have.
There absolutely is a reason why I haven't posted any more updates. It's because a number of you guys, not like the people that actually follow, but random people that come across the channel and don't support, you guys have made the comments quite toxic, and that is totally weighing in on my moderators and a bunch of people that are just here trying to hang out and find out information.
The comments were not toxic. They were not toxic, they were criticism. There is a difference. I'm open to criticism. Anyone is allowed to ask me questions because that's how we learn, and sometimes I'm wrong. The comments were not toxic, and I'm so sorry that that intruded on you guys having a good time and just hanging out.
Important to me to show the realities of homesteading, but if my community is going to end up being a toxic environment in the comments, I'm going to have to hold off. I'll still show the realities of homesteading. I'm just going to delay it until after it's all over, and then I'll tell the story. Sometimes people forget that this is my life and they're actually not entitled to it. You only have the privilege of sharing in what I decide to share with you, and I may just decide to share less sometimes.
Maybe I'm new to this, but I am fairly damn certain that animal neglect is not one of the key components of homesteading. Animal care varies, yes. Yes, I understand that. There are different lifestyles. There are different ways of doing things, different things that I may or may not agree with. But it's all circumstantial, and there's a lot of components that come into play. But pure animal neglect is not one of the things that should go into your lifestyle.
I'm on the fence whether or not I'm doing a live tonight. If I do one, it's going to be members only comments over on YouTube.
Oh, okay, so this is an ad again.
My mods are awesome, and I want to give them a break from all the negativity. If you care about my content, you probably watch this till the end. Things are looking good, and I'll get you guys an update when I feel like doing so.
The other thing that really bothered me here was the use of privilege. Yes, creators do not owe you a glimpse into their life. That is true. But to equate this to the privilege of watching this cat suffer is infuriating. I feel obligated to keep you guys updated on these guys' care because you care about them and you guys make their care possible and support us in what we do. I don't view it as a privilege. I'm the one that is privileged and able to share this with you guys and have it be seen and do what I want it to do. So this is just that use of this word in this circumstance is really, really bothering me. It is a privilege to be able to watch my cat suffer with me while I refuse veterinary care because I don't really like veterinarians. This war with veterinary medicine has to stop. And we need to be careful as rescuers what we are putting out there that could be indirectly contributing to this war, because that is indirectly contributing to animals not receiving their proper care. This war on veterinary medicine is just devastating because we're all human and we all have our own minds, our own ways of looking at things, and sometimes we're wrong, but we can be human and still understand that one of us has gone through years of qualifications to give that animal the best chance that it has, and far greater a chance than monitoring and live streaming from home. I would rather you guys have my worst veterinary experiences than not go at all.